Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Hello, and welcome to episode number 65 of the Wellness for Women show. And the episode this week is Don't Let Scale Drama Get You Down in Your Weight Loss. So, drama. Can you name the film that this comes from? So if you're watching the video, wherever you're watching it, on my profile, on my page, or in the group, let me know. Do you recognise the film? Drop me the film in the chat. So yeah, if you have worked on weight loss, you will be only oh so too familiar with the drama that can arise when you step on that scale. You have likely done the scale dance, where you ensure you are all stripped down, you've been to the loo, you've stood on it, you got off it, you moved it around a bit to try and find the best position for success, and then maybe sulked when it was not playing nicely. You've likely smiled with glee, got frustrated, maybe even sobbed at your efforts when it went unrecognised by that bathroom devil. I know I sure have over the years. And you do not have to weigh, of course. You don't have to even be working on releasing weight if you don't want to. You could be focusing on habits or other non-scale victories. Anything goes, as this is your journey. But if you are going to weigh, I want to help you work on your relationship with the scale and to reduce scale drama. Because, yeah, that's right, you have a relationship with the scale too. And like any relationship, there is a story behind it. And that's what needs to be explored, told, and rewritten if necessary. So, as usual, let me know what your takeaways are from this episode, ideally in the free Facebook group. If you're a member, or if you're an actual paying member of the Backstage Pass, make sure that you drop into the membership support group as well. And tell me what is resonating for you, and make sure that you're in one of the communities for support. So who am I? So quick introduction, I'm Faye Casement. I'm a certified life coach, and I want to help you ditch drama and find more joy in the weight loss process with my simple food and life freedom method, the AAA way, because you deserve to feel amazing inside and out. So, did you figure out where the quote came from? I'm not sure if the GIF, if you're watching the video that's on the screen, is of any help, but it was How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and it's one of my favourite rom-coms. And so in typical rom-com style, boy meets girl, girl tries to lose boy, the story unfolds with twists and turns, they eventually get their shit together. And it's the same with weight loss. We find ourselves carrying a few extra pounds, we try to lose the extra pounds. There's typically some ups and downs and drama, lots of drama along the way, some tears and laughter. Sometimes we release the pounds, sometimes we gain them. But how the story ends, though, is always up to you. You are the writer of your own life movie. So will you be the star lead, the heroine, or the villain? Are you a supporting act or a protagonist? Or are you not really playing a role in your own life? Are you like an extra in the movies? Ultimately, it's all up to you. But what if you can release the drama? What if we can release not only weight, but take the temperature out of that self-judgment and drama, especially around the number on the scale? So what is your story? In the membership, I take my ladies on a journey, simply put, from where they are now to where they want to be. And this week's Backstage Pass Membership Extra is a workbook to help the members to identify their relationship with the scale. So as a sneaky peek, we're going to dive into some questions like, should you weigh or not weigh? If so, how often? Where are you? Really important when you're looking to make decisions with regards to your relationship with the scale. And like I say, we'll also dive into what the dream scenario is. So if I had a magic wand and bibbidi bobbidi boo, what would actually happen? Would it be that you wouldn't worry about the number on the scale at all? Would it be breaking free of the scale and just not weighing? Maybe you'd like to be able to hop onto it matter of fact and just assess with love, which is what I try to do nowadays. There's no right or wrong. This is your journey, remember. And exploring the story behind your relationship to the scale can help you understand what might be going on emotionally or mentally as well as physically. But the art is then to use your mind and injury techniques to keep working on your goals and dreams and maintaining progress without succumbing to the discouragement and the feelings of failure and all that letting of negative thoughts becoming ingrained in us along the way. And by exploring your story, you can also ensure your focus shifts as well from trying to control the outcomes, because sometimes we're not in control of what actual number comes out on that scale. But you're going to look to work on controlling perhaps, the creating of the positive habits, such as developing your healthy relationship with food or exercise and yourself instead. So in other words, you're going to ditch the diet drama, find your joy, and create the weight loss with love. So why do you need to work on scale drama? So if you're not actually weighing, you may not need to, of course. And if you're not working on weight loss, you won't need to even go near the scale. But whatever it is that you're working on with regards to your wellness and well-being, and most of us are working on something at some point in time, there is still likely to be judgment that comes up. And I say, even if you're working on non-scale victories, the results that you get might still not be where you want to be, because our biggest saboteur is always judgment. And so what happens if we don't work on that judgment? What if we let it fester like mouldy old cheese? You're going to feel really bad about yourself and your progress. Self-doubt and negative self-talk is going to become the norm. It's like having a bully permanently on your shoulder all the time, pecking at your head about how you've not done enough, that you shouldn't have eaten X, Y, and Z, or that you've overeaten that day. And when you work on weight loss from this mindset, it's really hard to make real progress, and it sure as hell is going to zap your joy. You could find yourself making excuses or generally procrastinating on progress because that mean girl on your shoulder is making you feel bad. And you have to you might start to tell yourself little lies to make yourself feel better. Or you feel the need to avoid working on your weight loss altogether as you just feel so bad. And your whole mood for the day could be impacted by that moment, by just stepping on the scale, which could lead to distraction at work or arguments with your partner or snapping at the kids. And the misery ultimately that you feel can lead to you feeling like you have to restrict yourself in some way, or worse, your relationship with food gets so bad that your eating can become disordered. And all of the above obviously knocks into your self-image and your self-love, and we don't want any of this. So what are we going to do instead? Well, like I said, we're going to work on overcoming that scale drama. So let's work on some key decisions that you need to make when it comes to overcoming scale drama. So decision number 1, to weigh or not to weigh? That is the question. I'm not far from Shakespeare country, so I always think about that one. As said earlier, if you're in my world, you don't have to weigh yourself at all. This is not like any other weight loss club that you'll have been to where you turn up and you get weighed and measured for progress. We don't go round the room commenting on numbers on the scale, as weight loss with love is so much more than that. And in my own journey, I've had times where I've weighed daily, I've weighed weekly, I've weighed monthly, and I've weighed not at all. There've been times where I felt confident that no matter what the scale said, I was able to maintain my happy. And then there've been times where I felt that even with all the mind injury techniques I've got, I just was not in the right place to deal with it. And so I didn't, And the point is, you always have a choice. You always have options. But I appreciate after years and years possibly of being mindful of your weight, you may find this hard to believe right now. But it is possible also that you can work on that relationship. You don't have to have a difficult relationship with food, with weight loss, with weight gain and your body. And ultimately, we want the best. We want to feel happy about our lives, our body image and everything like that. And you can still have that even if you are working on weight loss. So no matter where you are in this spectrum, just know that there is something that you can do to get you from where you are now to where you want to be, whatever that might be. Decision number 2, when. So if you do decide to weigh in, it's important that this becomes a matter of fact action. So it's not a do or die situation. Recognize if there is a lot of emotion that's coming up and if there's a lot of heat and charge around the scale and the impact this has on you. So what works for you? Is it daily, weekly, monthly, or not at all? Is it in the morning or is it in the evening? So it's typically better, I would say, if you are going to weigh, to pick a consistent time, because ideally you want to look at weight like any other element of your accountability toolbox, as one of my members calls it. But if you are going to weigh and you are going to compare the numbers on the scale, looking for some kind of consistent time to do it, because our weight naturally fluctuates throughout the day based on the time of day. And so what you weigh in the morning, you could weigh completely different in the evening, which is why, to a degree, weighing the scale is an absolute load of BS, because sometimes it's just water weight, sometimes it's hormones, all sorts of things can come into it. Personally, at the moment, I weigh once a week, at the moment on a Sunday in the morning. I was thinking about maybe going to daily, because I remembered that when I weighed daily and I worked on my mind around the figure, I was able to spot some interesting anomalies that really kind of just made me realise how daft the scale can be sometimes. But it is still a data point that you can use if you want to. But again, we can put so much thought and effort into this, so it's important to notice what those thoughts are. And are you trying to play the system? Are you choosing certain days with loving curiosity? Or maybe you're having thoughts like, I'll weigh on a Friday so that I feel more motivated not to break my diet over the weekend. Or I'll weigh on Mondays so I can see how much damage I've done from the weekend. Or I'll weigh every day so that I can track my weight closely and make sure I'm not gaining it all back. Because those kinds of thoughts are obviously quite punitive, quite restrictive. They're not healthy thoughts to have, and we want to break away from those. Again, I know it used to be that when I used to go to weight loss clubs and we used to weigh weekly, it was like you step on the scale, you get weighed that week. And then half the people in the weight loss club then dived into the chippy next door, because it was like, right, okay, we've weighed and now, it's time for the treat food. And it was then when they got out of those patterns for the rest of the week. So again, there's a lot of psychology that can come into play when you are working on weight loss and or if you are going to weigh on the scale. So again, the patterns that we choose, the reasons for them, the language we can use can all impact our emotional health. So let's work on changing the story. We want to be working on progress. We want to be working on loving kindness and curiosity. Decision number 3. Who are you really? So who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? So I always recommend focusing on process goals, not outcome goals. The number on the scale is an outcome goal. So do you want to be somebody who eats more veggies, who moves their body more? What actions do you want to take from love for your weight loss, your well-being, your wellness, whatever it is that you want to work on? The scale ultimately is a mechanical, electrical device that gives you some data. We have been conditioned in some cases for too long to attribute our worth to what that number on the scale says. But you are so much more than that number on the scale. So how could you perhaps capture that instead? So it could be non-scale victories. It could be that, like I say, you're not working on weight loss or weighing at all, or something else. There's so many different things that you could do. And again, we could support you on that in the membership. Decision number 4. What are you making this mean about you? So how you interpret the data that comes out from that scale is what's critical. It's easy to get discouraged when the scale doesn't go your way, doesn't seem to be on your side, but you can again use these mind injury techniques to step out of self-judgment, out of loathing and back into love. The scale going up or down does not change your intrinsic worth, and so it's always worth doing some worth and value type work around yourself, body image work, as well as anything like this when working on weight loss. And that is again something that normal diets don't teach you. Decision number 5, how can you weigh with love and compassion? So again, if the scale doesn't reflect what you're hoping for, how do you make sure that you don't panic? How can you take a step back and then ask yourself, well, has something else changed? Are your clothes fitting differently? Have you got more energy? Are you able to do things that you weren't doing before? And it's important to really focus on that tangible progress as well, and those kinds of successes, instead of getting all caught up in the numbers. And again, if those negative thoughts come in, look to observe them and reframe them with some mind ninja. Again, if you are in the Backstage Pass membership, there's the whole section on mind ninja, and in your workbook there's some additional exercises. Right, that's it, folks. Wrapping it up, a nice short and sweet one again. So tell me in the chat, what is your story? How do you relate to the number on the scale? How are you showing up for yourself with love and kindness on your journey? How are you working on releasing the diet drama from your life and finding more joy in your process and in your journey towards health and wellness? And what will you be trying this week after today's show? And as usual, I say, don't forget to check out the description to find out how you can take this show, your life, your weight loss to the next level with love. And members, your weekly resource will be dropping on Friday. Other than that, I am going to love you and leave you all for this week. And I will see you next week. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.